Today's teaching is on electrolytes. Electrolytes are electrically charged minerals such as our chloride, sodium, magnesium, calcium, and potassium. Electrolytes are important to overall health. They are found throughout the body and play a role in your muscle, in your nerve, in your heart, and in your brain function. Hello, Kathy. One of the main purposes of electrolytes is to power the nervous system, which is the electrical system of the body, which powers the muscles and the organs. We're going to start with sodium. Sodium hydrates. If you have sodium, you can retain fluid, which I know I need. I need as much plumpness in my skin as possible. And if you don't have enough sodium, you're not going to hydrate the cell. Number 2, sodium is important for oxygen transport. If you have swelling in the red blood cells, over here we have a swollen one, over here is depleted, we want to be right here in the middle. If you're swollen, then you're not able to carry that oxygen to the body and you'll run out of air, resulting in problems with endurance. For example, if you're low in sodium and you do an intense workout and you're sweating and you're losing your sodium, you're going to be very tired because of that loss of oxygen. Third is decreased sodium can lead to weakness, tiredness, and low endurance. Sodium works with potassium in our sodium-potassium pump. The purpose of the pump is to generate electrical potential, move things in and out of the cell. Like a battery, these two are necessary in making sure that there's enough electrical charge inside the cell. And we have between 800,000 and 30 million of these tiny little pumps. They're like little generators that generate electricity to allow things to go through the cell. And they take a lot of energy.
That would prove God exists right there.
Amen. Okay. So your cells are like mini batteries. They have voltage. They power the firing of the nerves and the contraction of the muscle. And if you don't have enough sodium or potassium, that pump can't work. And it will be difficult to activate the nerve impulses to the muscles. So, potassium and sodium deficiency can leave you feeling tired and weak. Which brings us to the second mineral we're going to talk about today, potassium. Potassium supports the muscle and nerve interaction. You also have another pump in the stomach called the hydrogen potassium pump. It allows you to create stomach acid to help you digest. And these pumps are also in the muscles and the nervous system. They are critically important in transporting nutrients, glucose, amino acids, and other minerals in and out of the cell. Potassium is essential in building the pump to allow these functions to happen. And they charge the cell electrically. There's a beautiful cell. Your cells have certain voltage that allow things to work, to go in and out of the cell, and to create different energy. Your metabolism is controlled partially by this little pump. It charges the cell electrically, and again, it gives you energy. It helps the muscles contract and relax because it allows that calcium to go into the cell. It controls the transport of calcium. There we go. The muscles need this pump. The nerves need this pump to conduct electricity, and the hydration and the transport of fluid in your body is controlled by this pump. So, how do we become potassium depleted? 1, high levels of cortisol, the stress hormone, can deplete your potassium. 2, stress, specifically adrenal stress, will decrease your potassium. 3, sugars. Sugars create a deficiency of potassium because of the insulin, that hormone that helps you absorb nutrients. So if you have insulin resistance, you can't pull the glucose into the cell. And that insulin acts as a trigger for that sodium-potassium pump. So it needs to trigger it for the absorption of nutrients. And when that doesn't get triggered, it's difficult to absorb. And 4, alcohol will deplete potassium. So potassium also, we need, it's the highest need that we have. We need 4,700 milligrams of potassium a day. In order to get that amount, we need to have an equivalent of 7 to 10 cups or handfuls of leafy greens or vegetables. And if you're not eating enough of your vegetables, leafy greens, your potassiums, you can experience fatigue. Anyone here had fatigue? When you're not eating your salads? Yeah, when you get back into that sugary foods. But when people start eating more potassium foods, which we all are, right, Carolyn? Yeah, we will have more energy. Yes. If your nerve is tired, your electrical impulses won't work well, resulting in possible arrhythmias, alteration in heartbeat, skip beats, or atrial fib. And in the stomach, if you don't have enough potassium, you can't create the acid that you need to help you digest protein and other nutrients. Which brings us to the next mineral, magnesium. Anyone here already taking magnesium? Kathy, Heather, Courtney, Patty, good. Carolyn, yes, all of us know that magnesium is important to us. Number 1, it controls the absorption of your sodium and your potassium. And it's also associated with oxygen. So magnesium is responsible for the relaxation of your muscles, whereas calcium promotes the muscle contraction. So magnesium, sodium, and calcium work together to contract and relax the muscles. Now, has anyone here had a muscle cramp and realized that may be from you're depleted in your magnesium, or your calcium can result in a muscle cramp? And 5, magnesium may be necessary for workouts, especially your long or your intense workouts like yesterday. Who was that group yesterday? Heather, Carolyn, Courtney, that was an intense workout where we needed to replenish because we were sweating so much. So, for example, if you do an intense pushing motion or a sustained contraction, you need magnesium. If you find you can't work out as long as you used to, or as intense as you used to, you can't lift the weight that you used to, or your loss of grip strength, your body may be telling you you need more the magnesium or calcium. Now, there are other reasons for poor grip strength, which could be from arthritis, but today we're just focusing on electrolytes. Sadly, most of the people today are deficient in magnesium. And we have a smart group of women here. We knew that. We're supplementing with it, and we're eating foods rich in magnesium. Which is why I mentioned leafy greens are important for you, and I eat a variety of leafy greens. I brought a moringa from my tree today that I harvested just for you. If you would like to take it home, I eat it in my salads. I put it in my smoothies. I boil it and have it as tea. I've dehydrated it, dried it, and used it in tea. And if you're interested, I wanted to share that with you today.
How do you dehydrate it?
I hang it up in my closet or closed dark space in a cabinet. I have a dehydrator also. But to keep it easy, I throw it in smoothies, salads, and just boil it. Yeah, many different things that you can research also online about moringa. Yeah. The 4th mineral that we're going to talk about is calcium. Calcium is also necessary for neuromuscular excitability. So calcium triggers the nerve stimulus of the muscle. There we go. Let me see a bicep curl. Woo, strong women here. So calcium supports muscle contraction. However, if there is a calcium deficiency, you can get too much stimulation. Has anyone ever had the little tetany, the little twitching under your left eye, or you see one of your veins is twitching because of too much? Or you could get the heart palpitations. So when you're low in calcium, you could get that muscle cramp or skeletal muscle weakness. There we go. The fifth mineral we're going to talk about today is chloride. And it also supports hydration. We all want some hydration, don't we? Along with sodium, which is our salt. These minerals do have additional functions, but today we're just focusing on their role as electrolytes. So how are electrolytes depleted? How did we get there? Well, if you're drinking a large amount of water, you're diluting these minerals. Yesterday we were sweating quite a bit, and we could have just hydrated. However, by adding, this is trace minerals, which I added to my water yesterday, and if anyone wants to sample it, they asked me what the flavor is, and the flavor is salty. You can add some, in here we have magnesium, chloride, sodium, potassium, sulfate, and boron are in this trace mineral supplements. I also take Celtic salt. I have 3 of these. This one I keep in my car throughout the day as I'm hydrating. I'll just take some granulars. I also keep one in my kitchen and upstairs, so all throughout the day I'm adding sodium to what I am drinking. Now, the recommendation is to take a teaspoon for every 50 pounds of your weight. So you may take 2 teaspoons. Sometimes at the end of the day, I'm throwing it into my salad or whatever I'm eating. But I love salt, so I was very happy to hear that that was good, healthy, pure, clean salt. That's good for us. Not the processed sodium that comes in your foods, the canned foods. But we need good sodium.
It helps with headaches too.
Oh my, we're going to get right into that. Kathy, thank you. Smart women here, very smart women. But first I want to tell you about the warning signs of electrolyte deficiency. Because 1, if we have an electrolyte deficiency, you may experience arrhythmias or heart palpitations. 2, fatigue or muscle weakness. 3, dizziness or dehydration, because you don't have the fluid to run the body and we get dizzy from being dehydrated. 4 is a high pulse rate. 5 is that muscle twitching, spasms, or cramps. Want to get to constipation, because your colon is a smooth muscle that's affected by electrolytes. And thank you, Kathy. We want to talk about headaches. Headaches and brain swelling may be related to a sodium deficiency. Now, it could relate to many other things, but focusing on electrolytes, how does electrolytes affect headaches? Well, if you exercise, drink a lot of water, sweat, and don't replenish your electrolytes, and then you keep drinking more and more water, then you can end up with a sodium deficiency called hyponatremia, where the brain actually starts to swell. So it's important that we're not hydrating with just water. We're hydrating with electrolytes and water. So y'all have your drinks? You have good hydration today? If not, we can put a couple drops of salt or trace minerals for today. But in addition to hydrating, there are electrolytes are present naturally in a variety of food sources. Thank you, God, as Heather mentioned. He created our bodies and the medicine for it. So, which makes it easy to meet your needs by following a nutritious, well-rounded diet. And the best way to replenish your electrolytes is to follow this healthy diet rich in nutrient-dense foods, such as your fruits, your vegetables, your nuts, seeds, legumes. I brought you your recommended daily allowance here. Our calcium is the 1,300 milligrams a day, which we get from our yogurt, our kefir, raw milk, cheese, canned sardines, or glass sardines, leafy greens, and almonds. Our sodium, we just need 2,300 milligrams a day. We can get that through cottage cheese, salt, pickles, olives. Our phosphorus, we only need 1,200 milligrams a day, which can come from our meat, fish, poultry, dairy, nuts, seeds, and legumes. Our magnesium, which we love, we can also get through our nuts, seeds. We all like dark chocolate. We like avocados, whole grains, and beans. Here's our potassium at 4,700. Now this is a tricky one because we can get it in bananas, potatoes, spinach, lentils, beans, beets, dried fruits, and coconut water. And yeah, we're careful for the glycemic that we have in our bananas, potatoes, beets. Those foods are wonderful, but yes, they can shoot up. I have my continuous glucose monitor on today, and I have monitored like what's my number before eating beets and bananas and pineapples and then after. So learning your body, where spinach, moringa is a great source to get our potassium. And the last one was our chloride, which we need the 2,300 milligrams a day, which we can get through our salt, seaweed, tomatoes, celery, or olives. Okay, here's our website, spaministry.com. If you want to partner with a girlfriend, or if you want to sign up for a health coach session, then you can go to our spaministry.com, and we have a little tab there. I'll show you where you can sign up, and I will share with you. I had my electrolyte panel done through Quest, so then I was able to see if I was in range with my sodium, potassium, calcium. Those numbers were included when I did my blood work.
Well, would that be just because it depletes every day, so it would have just been for that day, right?
That might be a Carolyn question to know when they do blood work, does the number show just for that day, or are they able to see longevity?
Depends on what you're asking for. I don't know about the electrolytes.
Yeah. This one,
longevity.
It was under the comprehensive metabolic panel. So we want to learn more. So if you think you might have an imbalance, talk to your doctor, get tested, and determine the best course of treatment for you and your body. If needed, supplements are also available for a quick and convenient dose of these important minerals. I was going to compare electrolyte supplements, but for time, we can chat about that when we do our exercise that follows this health teaching. I hope this presentation has been helpful to you and explain why a healthy diet is important. So hopefully we've re-equipped ourselves so that we can go out and encourage our families that still, are hung on that processed high carb diet, making their bodies deficient in minerals. And if you're taking medications, laxatives, or have any other health conditions like kidney or heart issues, consult your doctor to monitor your electrolytes carefully to avoid an imbalance. In summary, minerals help to conduct nerve impulses. They help contract and relax the muscles, help maintain pH in the body, and they help push fluid through the body. We are S.P.A, S.P.A, spiritual health, physical health, attitudinal health. We get together as girlfriends, iron sharpening iron, sharing our knowledge, resource, and experiences. So I do have to share with you our disclaimer that today's health teaching was provided for educational and informational purposes only and does not constitute providing medical advice or professional services. And we are going to get together. Our next SPA Summit will be October 25th at 1 o'clock at my home. We selected this image because we want to be a reflection of Him, our Creator, and it's a summit because we invite top Christian professionals to come share their knowledge, resource, and experiences. And we've had the best of the best here in Tampa come and speak with us, and we look forward to October 25th where we share more. So thank you and be blessed. Yay!